Join us as we car camp and explore in the Canadian Rockies.
You're watching days 6, 7, and 8 of our 10-day trip to Canada, where we visit Lake Louise and Lake Agnes within Banff National Park, hike on a glacier within Jasper National Park, check out a local brewery, car camp in multiple campgrounds, as well as go on a few scenic hikes.
Are you ready to go see Lake Louise and the tea house?
Yep, I'm excited. Are you?
Yeah, it'll be good. You can drive and park down there, but it fills up really quickly, which is why we just decided to take the shuttle, and we think the lake is down this way. Well, there's a lot of snow up there. This is awesome. I can hear a helicopter up there somewhere. This photo came out pretty good.
Yeah, too.
There it is. There's the helicopter way up there, and just so you can get a sense of how many people are here, here's the little viewpoint. I should look up how much it costs later to stay at some of these resorts. I'm sure it's like pretty pricey for night. We know at Lake Moraine, they were upwards of $600 per night. It's just so pretty here. This is still Lake Louise behind me, but we're starting our walk to Lake Agnes and the Lake Agnes Tea House. It's quite the lookout we got to. This is Mirror Lake, and Lake Agnes is a half mile to our right still. There's the lake over there. It's quite the line. It's really cool in here. So everyone that works here lives here, and they're usually university students. This is the blueberry apple crisp, and I got the white tea, and these are the tea biscuits, and everything looks great. I'm gonna try the blueberry apple crisp first.
How is it?
Great. The tea biscuits were good, but the blueberry apple crisp is definitely better. This is quite the great view from the porch. You can see the line is still pretty long over here. We just decided to walk down the edge of the lake and see the views from down here. This is a really cool view of the tea house from here. Well, that was pretty cool walking down the lake and getting to see the tea house and the mountains from a different angle. It's about 11:30 now, and I think we're gonna head back down towards Lake Louise. Well, that was really cool, and I'm glad we went, and it was Kate's idea, so thank you. We've probably got another hour of walking until we get back to Lake Louise, and I'll see you when we're there. We're back, and it's right about 12:30, and I see some people canoeing down there. Coco would definitely be up for paddleboarding if she was here.
근데 저 호텔 앞에 마당이 제일
We decided to walk down and check out the boathouse, and you can see the pricing here. And I didn't realize that you can actually bring a public boat here, and we can just launch it from anywhere on the side of the lake over here. I guess we should have brought our paddleboards because those prices are kind of crazy for the amount of time you get. I think I counted 18 canoes out there in total. This was just how it was at Grand Teton. You had to buy your self-permit and clean the boat before you could take it out in the lake. You want to get my picture one last time?
Sure. Smile.
Well, that was super pretty, and I'm glad we came here. The sun's coming out now. You can see the lake behind us, and now we're just heading back to our car. It's about 2:20 now, and we just had a little snack before we got in, and we think we're actually going to drive back to the town of Banff because it's only like 45 minutes away, and we don't know what else to do here. Apparently the roadside out here is like the designated camper parking. I'm glad we're driving on this highway again because the views here are awesome this time. When we drove up the last time, it was all cloudy and rainy, and we didn't really get to see much. We're back at the free train station parking now in the town of Banff. And first we're going to check out the entrance sign to Banff. Here's the sign right here, and we just got our photo, and it looks like it came out pretty good.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm glad we decided to come back here, even though it's only like 40 minutes south of where we were. It was sunnier here until just a second ago, and it is a lot warmer. I feel like we were both really hot in our sweatshirts, so you can see we've taken those off. I don't remember if I explained it already or not, but the reason why we didn't just go back to our campsite and have a fire is because we don't have an axe with us. And even though we did have to pay for the firewood per night, that's just a thing with the Canadian state campgrounds. You have to pay to have a fire, even if you don't have one, because there's like a community fire pit on each campsite loop. But the wood is so wet and the logs are so big, and we don't have any way to cut them up since we don't have an axe with us, that this was just the better option.
Oh, take a photo of that.
It's such a good view. I'm glad we came back. It's much warmer than the other day. We decided to come back to the Three Bears Brewery to try the elk and kale pizza, and it's their happy hour, so we both got drinks as well.
Cheers.
Cheers. I got the peach ale, and it's really good.
I got a jam and spritz mocktail.
This looks really good. Our early dinner was really good. That pizza was great, and now we're just walking around again for something to do before heading back to the car. It's turning out to be a beautiful evening, as you can see, and it's right before 6 p.m. And I think at this point, we're going to do the 45-minute drive north to our campsite and just go on a walk around the campground when we get there. We just walked around a couple different loops at the campground, and now we're off to shower, and it's right about 7:30. Bye, see you, have a good shower.
Thanks, see you later.
How do you feel after your shower?
Good, really clean.
Yeah, me too. We just got our bed set up, and it's looking pretty good. All we have left to do is put up these window covers, and then it's off to bed. So we will see you in the morning. Now we're heading to a spot called Pado Lake, and then we're continuing on towards Jasper National Park, but we're going to make another stop. We're doing a glacier hike on the Athabasca Glacier, I believe it's called. We stopped at a little spot called Bow Lake, and it's super pretty here with the morning light. We just got a nice photo at the Jasper National Park sign right here, and now we're only like 10 minutes away from where we're gonna go get on the bus to start our hike. We just got our spikes.
Could be some of the most beautiful things to look at, but close to these big the glaciers were growing a little bit, and back in the 1940s was when all those grooves and indentations put down so many years ago. Didn't arrive till COVID in 2020. All sorts of great things happened that year, and we were forced to start going up the ice core moraine.
That's where we're headed up there. I think this slant right here is really cool. This is an awesome view. We're on the glacier now. There's a couple other groups out here. Wow.
Where do you think the dirt might have come from?
Nice. It's pretty clean. Pretty clear. Now we've got some running water alongside us.
You guys ever heard of the word hoodoos? Yep. Yeah, it's kind of what we call these things, all the water-worn towers and
You can see people from those tour buses are out.
But it is the same crevasse along here, and you can see the one to your side. It's all part of the same complex.
It sounds like there's going to be a good amount of water flowing in this one right over here. I guess we're taking turns looking down in here. I'm sure you'll have a good view. Oh wow, it's really down there. It's really cool. Yeah, it looks like you're falling. This was really cool. We went almost as far as the trucks over there, and we just stopped and took some photos, and you really can't get a bad angle. It's really pretty all around. So that was awesome. This is my first time on a glacier or an ice field. As you can see, we're heading down now, and I'll see you when we get back there. Now we're back at the parking lot, and it's a lot more full than before. And you're not allowed to overnight camp here, or at least that's what the sign says, but we think a couple people actually did last night. How's your sandwich?
It's pretty good.
I'm having some leftover salad with some chicken as well.
Next, we're going to Stanley Falls, and we're going to do a short hike there. It's only about 10 minutes away from here.
The sound of this water and all this sunlight is just super pretty. It's pretty warm out right now too. I'm not sure how far down we're going to go on this trail and really explore. We just wanted to stop and see something else, and so far it's not been a disappointment. We just figured out that we can actually already see the falls, and they're pretty high up. So we think we're just going to turn around here and head back to the car and move on to the next activity. Well, that turned out to be a nice little walk. Now it's on to see what else is down the road. We're almost at the town of Jasper, and we're going to check into our campground first and then go into the town. And we're staying at the Wapiti campground tonight, and we're staying at site T1. Yeah, the views from here are great. As you can see, we're at our campsite, and it's pretty nice, and I think this is one of my favorite ones because we actually have wood this time. Some there and there's some here, so we put up our chairs. And we actually have a good mountain view from the site if Kate shows you this way. We have like views all around, which is really nice. I think it's close to 70 degrees here, and the campground sign did say it was full on the way in. So now that we've set up our chairs and just checked it out and signed in, we're going to be heading into the town of Jasper and going to Jasper Brewing Company and just walking around a little bit. We're in downtown now. We just parked, and apparently there's some like community band going on or something. Looks pretty cool. The beers sound good, and it's pretty busy.
Yep, should get a text, and the next text will be ready.
Cool.
Yeah.
I really like all their stickers here.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, it's really good.
This is good too.
This looks awesome.
Yeah, it looks really good.
So far, I feel like Jasper's bigger than I was expecting and almost more touristy. And I feel like it's just nicer than I was expecting. And there's still great mountain views, just like in Banff. You see anything you like over here?
Not yet. Maybe I will.
There's a lot of nice looking restaurants and stuff here. Here's like the town grocery store. We just got ice and some other stuff from the grocery store. Now we're heading back to the campground and we're just gonna have a fire and hang out. I really like these 19-foot RVs and they're really popular here. I read online on Cruise America that they're like only available in the Canadian market for some reason. And Cruise America in Canada is actually called Cruise Canada. I don't know if you can see it right there. That's an original 4Runner right there. It seems a little busier than earlier, and I just noticed that a Tundra with a 4-wheel camper is now over here. We've been hanging out by the fire for like an hour now, and I think it's time to make s'mores.
I have the s'more stuff and some more boxes to burn.
Cool, it sounds good. I think mine came out a little bit better than Kate's did.
Yeah, mine got kind of burnt.
Yeah. How was yours? Mine's great. We just finished hanging out by the fire, and now we drove over to the shower building. Kate just went in. It's a little after 8 p.m. now. We're just gonna go in and shower and then set up our bed back here and head off to bed. And that's about it for today, and I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning.
Good morning.
How'd you sleep?
Pretty good. What about you?
Yeah, I slept pretty good. The mattress on my side kind of deflated during the night, but I feel like I slept pretty good and better than other nights because we folded the seats as far forward as they could go, so we had like more room to spread out. And I can tell it's already a really nice sunny day out. We just got the car back into driving mode. Ready to head into town?
Yeah, for you.
Yep. I feel like we've noticed that truck campers are a lot more popular here than like back in the eastern part of the US. It's just cool to see how big they are and how many different types of campers they are in general. If you don't really care about having like a little wooded area with a fire pit, and if you have a camper, you can pay to like stay over here in this like parking lot section of the campground. We just got a spot in downtown, and now we're gonna be going to a coffee shop right down this way.
I think this is where we're going.
We decided to sit outside on the little counter, and we got a great view from here. I got the iced mocha.
That looks good. I got a pot of green tea.
Mine's good.
Mine is hot.
This looks pretty good to me. We're just gonna do some walking around the town before we go on a hike, and we just decided that for the last couple days of our trip, we're gonna actually explore Banff National Park. Here's a downtown hostel we could stay at if you don't want to stay in the car anymore.
Oh, wow.
We had a fun time going out for breakfast and walking around here, and now we're gonna head to a hike, and it's called Valley of the Five Lakes. This is really cool. These are hard to find. So it's about 3 miles and it's relatively flat, and then there's like 5 little different lakes to see. This is a pretty bridge. This is funny, even bears are on the share the trail sign. This is the second lake we've seen. This one's kind of green. That one we just passed was Second Lake. So this must be Third Lake. And I thought that was a tent down there, but it's actually 2 chairs. This is a super pretty spot.
It's gorgeous. And you get the rock.
I think we have another mile left and we'll see you when we get back to the car. We're headed to another popular canyon hike in the area and we'll update you guys once we get there. There's people rafting down the river right there.
Wow, look at the view this way. We just drove like 10 or 15 minutes away from our campground, and this is just like a little scenic walk with some bridges and some cool views of the canyon and the streams. So that sign tells us that we're at a spot called Fifth Bridge, and I believe this is the Athabasca River. Quite the good view from here. This is more of a walk than a hike, but it's still very scenic and it's nice being right next to the river. It's right about 5 o'clock now, and I think we're just gonna head back to the campground. Look, right in front of us, Kate.
Oh, wow.
It's right behind this RV right here. Yeah, that one's big. Seeing the elk on our way in was pretty cool, and we just picked up some wood from the wood pile, and now we're almost back to our campsite. And I'm going to be having a beer from Jasper Brewing Company that we went to yesterday, and this is the Berry Lemon Sour. It's pretty good. I think Kate will like it more than me, and it's like reddish in color. Tonight for dinner we're going to be having chicken tacos, and we've just got to make the chicken breast on this little stove right here, and I think we're going to have problems with it blowing out because it's pretty windy. We've got the chicken for our tacos cooking, and I'm going to be cooking this afterwards for our sandwiches tomorrow, and then we're also going to be making sweet potato fries tonight. Kate's getting the fire started tonight. We had trouble yesterday, so she's using the cardboard boxes from our granola bars as like a fire starter. I don't trust that the pan isn't gonna just randomly fall off of this stove. Pretty soon the sun's gonna go behind that and it's gonna feel a lot colder here. Cheers. The chicken for our sandwiches tomorrow is now done, and I think we're gonna clean up and then go enjoy our fire before we go shower.
I just thought it was like dumb.
We're really enjoying just hanging out by the fire. Tonight is like the only night on our trip where we had like a designated night to get back to the campsite early to just hang out and have like a more relaxing night. What's been your favorite part of the trip so far?
Maybe seeing Lake Louise and hiking to the Lake Agnes tea house. What about you?
Yeah, I really enjoyed the hike to the Lake Agnes tea house as well. But I feel like I also really enjoyed going to the glacier, at least the hike to the glacier.
Yeah, I agree with that also. I thought that was fun.
Yeah.
I think those were definitely my 2 favorite parts also.
I liked seeing Lake Moraine. I know that was like not that exciting and it wasn't too hard to get to, but I just really wanted to see it.
It was really pretty. I feel like that's what people think of when they think of Banff for sure.
Yeah. I feel like the water was more blue than I was expecting.
Yeah, you see all the pictures and you think it can't possibly look that blue, but it totally does.
Yeah.
It looks even bluer.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Because of this little mountain, we've been in the shade for like the last hour, but if you look over here, you can see that there's still a good amount of sunlight left. As we were driving into the campground tonight, Kate and I realized that there's a lot more RVs and like truck campers than regular tents. And we don't know if that's just because of where we are and the climate, or if it's because like the people in the area here like to camp a lot, so they have campers instead of tents. I just thought that was interesting and something we noticed today. Here you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So far I've managed not to burn my marshmallow yet. Let's see the first bite.
We got Cadbury chocolate and it's a little too thick.
Yeah, it looks like it. It's almost 8:30. Our s'mores were really good and we've been enjoying the fire. We don't think we're going to put any more wood on because we want to go shower soon. Tomorrow morning we have to start our drive pretty early because we're doing a 12-hour drive down to Banff National Park in Washington. So I think that's it for tonight because we're just going to let this die out, then go shower and then head to bed. So as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you tomorrow.